Hi, once again, we're here at CAN TV. We're over here in this lovely building, and we got all of the stuff going on over here with Big George videoing us over here. I got my friend over here, Kirk, who's running for the 4th District?
4th District State Representative.
State Representative. And we only have a few more days before this election. Matter of fact, people have already gotten some of their ballots out. They had some mail-out ballots that they gave to some of our seniors in the neighborhood and community. We're going to get a chance to discuss some of those things with him and how you have to sign his name or vote for him on those mail-in ballots also. But right now, we want to just admire some of this background that we happen to have here with us down here at this CAN TV. It's a nice soundproof room that we happen to be in, and we're going to have some things coming up with the youth and doing whatever it is that's necessary. But right now, Mr. Kirk's going to introduce himself and tell about some of the wonderful things he's seen and he's going to do for us once he gets elected on the 19th.
Kirk Ortiz again, running for 4th District State Representative, and I just want to take the time actually to admire CAN TV and for having us here. I did a tour around the property, and this is beautiful in here.
Yes.
And they have a good cause where they want to bring youth in here and off the streets, and I support that.
And we were discussing that about the youth the other day, and you were saying some marvelous things about the youth because you came up in the neighborhood and the community, and so you know how hard it is to be, I forgot the area that you said you came up in, but
48th and National, back of the yards.
Back of the yard. So we've all been in. When you come up in Chicago and you're a teenager or a youngster, you're going to have some hard times and trouble. I don't care where it is. And you have to have some people reaching out for you and have some activities for these youth. Everybody can't play sports, and everybody can't do the music. So we happen to have some other media avenues that we have here. But you're going to be reaching out to the youth and supporting the youth up on whatever endeavors they need to have in the neighborhoods and different things.
Absolutely.
So please go ahead and elaborate up on what it is that you want to do when you get in that office and how serious this is on this election.
Well, we got to understand that our youth is extremely important. They're going to grow up and they're going to lead this country, moving forward. So we have to do, not only as parents, as adults, we as society, members of society, we have to guide our youth into the proper direction, which is to guide them away from drugs, guide them away from violence, guide them away from killing each other, guide them away from the prison system. That's not what this is about, and like you said, when you're growing up in the neighborhood and you're growing up in poverty, there's not many directions, there's not many options. So as a representative and as a political leader, we're supposed to create those options for our youth to give them a direction.
Yes.
Because here's the reality. When you're growing up in the neighborhood, your parents are working 1, 2, 3 jobs, right? Or you have a single mom or a single dad. Let's look at the truth of it. People want to talk about public safety and crime, and they want to complain about it. But nobody wants to dig deep and dive into the roots of where is crime coming from. Where does it start?
Yes.
It doesn't start on the top level. I know, some, like the leaders and some candidates say, well, we need more police officers.
Okay.
Cool. As a visual deterrent, let's have more police officers. But we're not supposed to lock people up. Right? That's not what it's about. It's not, hey, let's have more police officers so we could arrest them all. No. It's you have more police officers to be able to respond to things, right?
Okay.
To be able to have that visual deterrent. But if you want to curb crime, then you got to dig deep into the roots of the problem. And that's if you're growing up with no sense of direction, if you're growing up in poverty, if you're growing up in a system that says you're a failure, that profiling, then that gets implemented into the youth's brain.
Oh man,
right? Young kids are sponges.
And it's so hard, like you said, for a single parent, and you got to go to work, and your child is out there, and then the streets can grab them and take them. And so we need more programs for our youth, boys and girls clubs, whatever the resources. We used to have after-school programs and social centers and all these other activities, and we had surroundings where mentors would be there to help us. You know, it took a whole neighborhood to sit back and to work and pull those things together. And right
teamwork.
now, it's
takes
teamwork.
a community. It's a teamwork.
And it's like all the politicians have seemed to have forgotten about that. It's more, I think they're kings and queens because they're not, I'm not trying to say they're arrogant, but they're not serving the people.
Yeah, we talk real. They're not serving the people. They drifted away under true responsibilities, which is to represent the people. Political leaders are a voice for the people. But how can you be a voice if you're not listening to the people? Yeah, supposedly. You know, and you know, that's a huge problem. That's a huge concern. And you know, as a voter myself, I'm tired of seeing that happen, which is why I'm running for office. I can't keep complaining to my friends and colleagues. I want to do something about it. I want to make a difference. And in order for me to make a difference, like you said, it's a community, it's a neighborhood. We all have to get together in unity and make that difference.
And you have to know who you're voting for. You know, some people are just in there to get a paycheck and not really care about what's going on in the community. And then you got some in there. But we need some that work for God. We need some people in there. I'm not talking about religion, but some spiritual people in there from their heart to sit back and do it up under a spiritual principle and have some goals there to sit back and serve our people and to serve God and helping our people, you know. And I heard what you said the other day. I admired it. You know, and I hope that you could get before this election to get out to the community. Hope that this get out to the community so that they can hear what you're going to bring once you get into office. I'm not talking about the candidate because I don't know the candidate that you're running against over there. But what you brought to the table, I admired it, and I sit back and I stand for you with what you brought because that was from your heart. You were honest with it, and it was spiritual, what you presented.
Absolutely.
So would you please let them know what I'm talking to you about that you said that was so touching to my heart?
Absolutely. I am a man of faith, a child of God. I am a firm believer. And you know, what we're entering now is a world of between good and evil. That's what we're entering. This is if you're not waking up to the reality of what's going on in the world, wake up. This is a spiritual battle, a spiritual war between good and evil. And God is calling upon all of his children to serve right now. You know, for the longest, politics and the government didn't allow people of faith.
Right.
Of spirit, right? You know, they walked away from that. It's not they say you can't be in here. It's just most people who believe and who have a spiritual background, they just tend to leave it because they feel like, and just like I feel like, that's the devil's playground.
And we have had
who wants to walk into the devil's playground?
Yeah, we have had some ministers go there and represent us at the state level and different things but it's very hard. Once they got there, it was some things and issues that they ran up on, and it was a hard battle for them being ministers to go down there with this spiritual fight. But I think it's a different time now. This is a time, something new that's going on in the air about this year of 2024. There's something different that's being spread across the earth. There's some things that's moving in that direction, and it's a time of hope and faith. And right now we have to have somebody there to give us some deliverance upon some of the things, especially for our youth and our seniors. You know, our seniors are being overlooked. They have done what they were supposed to do. They're in their retirement and they're going about it, and they're confused about who to vote for, what to vote for, what's going on. They're frightened in their houses. They're not coming out, basically hearing what the politicians say, and so they just go and they just vote for whatever they happen to see.
People nowadays, you know, statistics are showing that people are just voting randomly.
Yes.
You know, not taking the time to actually understand who the candidate is and what they've done or what they plan on doing. You know, and you said it right on the nail. Our seniors are being forgotten. Our youth have always been forgotten, and nobody ever, you know, thinks about the youth. You know, I don't want to say nobody, but you know, it's not something that's discussed. You know, mental health awareness in our youth is not discussed. You know, when people discuss about mental health awareness, they think of adults. Reference is always to adults. Well, guess what? Our kids experience mental health as well.
Oh, yes.
You know, and let's be there for them. Let's counsel them. Let's guide them. Let's give them direction. Let's give them hope.
And all that trauma that these youth see in the neighborhoods and the communities on a regular basis, even just trying to make it to school, man, it's hard. You know, your heart kind of goes out for them. I was told there's a young lady that went to school right before Valentine's Day. I'm not going to mention the school or her name, but she's been missing since Valentine's, 16 years old. She's been missing since Valentine's Day. And it was brought up at a community meeting today. And it's like nobody's really doing anything or helping. We have these monitors that supposed to be out up on these streets and corners and everything, and how this one came up missing Valentine's Day, nobody knows. There are predators out there, and we have to fight and protect and do. Not just the police serve and protect, we have to serve and protect our own neighborhoods and communities and our children and our seniors. You
Absolutely.
know, and
we have a duty as a member in society to protect one another.
And I happened to watch the news. They were talking about the storm that we had that went through here with 11 tornadoes, and now there's something else that came about. There's some guys out here now that's coming to fix your house, to repair your roofs, help get your things back together, to get the flood and the water out and everything, and you give them the down payment of the money, and they're gone.
And they're gone.
And this happened during the flood that we happen to have on the west side. This has happened to some of the seniors, especially those seniors that are 80 years old, and a lot of the women, their husbands have passed on, but they're still there in those houses trying to take control. And they are suffering because of these vultures, these vampires coming in and manipulating them. We have to sit back and protect our people. So once you get in down there in Springfield on the 19th,
we're getting in.
You're gonna get down there and you're gonna bring up some of these issues and kind of help us with that. Am I sure?
This is what I'm gonna say. You know, I'm not a fan when I hear politicians or talk about promises during election time. Right, because that's how we get the false promises.
Okay.
You know, they have their 3 bullet points. It's what they call it. As a candidate, you got to have 3 focal bullet points. You know, let's have candidates that are going to be real.
Okay.
You know, and this is what I would say. You know, I have my ideas on what I think could benefit society and benefit communities, specifically the community I grew up in. You know, but in order for me to properly serve my communities.
Okay.
Like there's more than one, there's different neighborhoods. I need to be able to listen to
those people.
Right? Because as a representative, it's my responsibility to listen to what you guys have to say. And then I take all that information. Obviously, not everything's going to agree, but we gather all that information and then we create a platform that's going to be beneficial to the communities in a whole. To society in a whole. And then we go to Springfield and we fight for that.
Tell that area so that they'll know out there what area you'll actually be representing, because that's a large area from Ashland, I think a little bit
from Ashland
further.
in Chicago, and it goes all the way to northwest to Fullerton, Narragansett. So, you know, we have Ukraine Village, Wicker Park, Humboldt Park, a little piece of Logan, Hermosa Park, Belmont Cragen, a little piece of Brickyard. It's a very large and diverse area, and guess what? What's happening on one end of the district is not happening on the other end of the district, and I can't focus, myself just to one end.
Right.
It's across. It's everybody. And in order for me to do that, I got to be able to listen to the people, and that's the guarantee that I'm going to have.
So you're going to be probably having like town hall meetings on a regular basis, or a monthly basis, or a weekly basis.
So what I want to implement is town hall meetings, on a monthly basis in different parts of the communities. Right, continuously. I want to have a hotline where people could call in. Obviously, website. Technology is everything.
Yes,
now,
it is.
Right, so we have these websites where they could voice themselves. I want to make it as easy as possible to be able to get in touch with me. Okay. Not with my staff, but with me, because I'm your representative.
Okay.
Who would you rather speak to? The person that's representing you, or a person that's working for the representative? I
would rather speak to you.
Exactly.
Who's representing us here in Springfield. Yes,
and I want to be that representative that's going to be there for the people. Listen to everything that they have to tell me and document it, and then create a platform. And
I believe you when you say that.
Thank you.
And that's why it's so important that we get this out there so that he could get in office. Please come out. Make sure you vote. If you don't come out on the 19th, you can come out now. They got the early voting starting Monday.
Early vote starts
You can come out Monday and vote. Some of you seniors, if you don't want to come out, they'll mail you a ballot. You can take that ballot and then make sure that you vote for Kirk, because Kirk is going to sit back here and do some things for that 4th district here for the state of Illinois. Please round this up. Tell them how serious you are about getting down there in Springfield so that you could go and represent the people here from your district and for the whole state of Illinois.
Absolutely. A state representative doesn't only represent their district, they also represent the entire state. You got elected representatives that's creating bills that's, in my opinion, inhumane. Search on those bills. They've been implementing these bills behind scenes. And it's wrong. It's wrong. First of all, when a bill is being placed, that needs to be taken back to the community, and then the community needs to have a vote on that. One person is not allowed to make a vote for the community without consulting for the community first. So do your research if you have to do it. Understand that as a state representative, that's digging deep and diving into the roots of a lot of issues that we're experiencing in our communities. And I'm extremely serious because I am that tired voter. Yeah. I'm you. Yeah. I'm not a politician.
All right.
I'm a tired voter, and I'm not going to complain anymore. I'm going to make a stand, and I'm going to fight for the people. Yeah. I'm going to be the voice for the people, because the people deserve that. Yeah. I deserve that. You deserve that. And together, we are going to make that difference. So March 19th is Election Day. 4th District State Representative is what I'm running for. Please feel free to visit the website, www.friendsofkirk.com.
What should they punch when they go?
My punch number is going to be 72. 72, that's our lucky number. So punch 72.
I want to thank you, and God bless you.
God bless you, my brother.
All right.